go of so much, and I gave it to him. And no amount of I'm sorry's will ever undo it. Hurt people hurt people.
This isn't gonna end well for you, Blake. Sorry, she's a Me Too victim there. That's absurd.
Justin Baldoni is finally speaking about how exhausted he is from the year of emotional stress dealing with It Ends With Us.
Hollywood's golden couple just became its most explosive legal battleground. Behind the red carpets and viral press tours, a $400 million war between Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni reveals a toxic cocktail of power plays, leaked secrets, and career-ending gambles. What began as creative clashes on a romantic drama set now threatens to bankrupt one of Tinseltown's most influential dynasties.
I don't like her. She seems like a bully. She was such a high-maintenance diva bully brat.
His holidays ruined, and now his whole career is attempted to be ruined by Blake and the lawsuit. So I can only imagine if he was this tough before it all dropped, imagine how much tougher it was after.
Actor-director Justin Baldoni is now suing his former co-star Blake Lively and her husband Ryan Reynolds, seeking more than $400 million in damages, accusing them of defamation and extortion.
Justin Baldoni didn't just defend himself against Blake Lively's harassment claims, he launched a financial nuclear strike. His 179-page lawsuit accuses Lively and Ryan Reynolds of industrial-scale extortion, claiming they weaponized false accusations to hijack his film It Ends With Us. The bombshell filing reveals Baldoni's legal team uncovered texts showing Lively praising his directing skills months before alleging misconduct. More damning, financial records proving Reynolds' production company attempted to strong-arm Baldoni into surrendering royalties through threats disguised as settlement offers. With Baldoni demanding quadruple Lively's original $250 M suit, industry analysts warn the couple's $400 M combined net worth could evaporate overnight. But the money trail only scratches the surface of this debacle.
I told them that I was exhausted, that I haven't given myself time to recover or time to heal. I had a intense year.
Parties, of course, meeting for the first time in court today. It was about a 90-minute hearing.
He told us that Justin Baldoni denied those claims of sexual harassment and only tried to appease Blake Lively because she was such a high-maintenance diva bully brat. He had to bend over backwards just to get her to shut up and complete the film.
I had anxiety because I'm not feeling like my full self, and yet I came today despite, no sleep and not feeling great and, all of the barriers.
In a world where sometimes people judge you before they give you a chance.
Blake Lively's alleged power grab reached surreal heights during the It Ends With Us premiere. Security logs obtained by Baldoni's team show Lively banned him from the main event floor, forcing the director to watch his own film from a basement storage room. Witnesses describe Lively personally demanding final cut privileges weeks earlier, a move that left Baldoni editing via encrypted iPad files while she reshaped key scenes. The most shocking revelation? Studio emails confirming Lively threatened to leak damaging footage unless Baldoni surrendered creative control. Her reported ultimatum: either I own this narrative or you drown in it. The narrative she crafted would soon implode spectacularly.
None of it was just due to the fact that she seems like a rather shitty person. She decided to blame him, and boy, did she open up a hornet's nest and learn, be careful what you wish for, because now you've got the fight you asked for and you're not winning it.
And there's a hypocrisy and a fraudulence there that the public is picking up on. And so that's really interesting. Now,
when Lively's lawyers begged the court to silence Baldoni's team, the judge delivered a Hollyworthy smackdown. February 2025 court transcripts show the bench rejecting Lively's gag order request as transparent censorship, while allowing Baldoni's attorney to publicly release 168 pages of alleged evidence. The documents, leaked within hours, include Lively's texts inviting Baldoni to her trailer for late-night script work, alongside breastfeeding selfies sent during production. Legal experts call it a fatal error. She tried to muzzle the only team armed with receipts, says celebrity attorney Emily D. Baker. Those receipts exposed contradictions even Lively couldn't spin.
A lot of material success and a lot of emotional stress. It's very hard on me and my family.
The judge chose to not impose the gag order on Justin Baldoni's attorney Brian Friedman today, but did threaten to move up the trial if the media press war continued.
That Justin Baldoni, ultimately, by the time they got to the premiere, was mandated by Blake Lively to spend the night in the basement, away from his co-stars, and didn't even get to see the final cut of his own movie because Blake Lively insisted that she be the one to approve it, until he watched it on the screen with his editors.
Lively's attempt to rebrand It Ends With Us as a vanity project backfired catastrophically. Marketing emails reveal she pushed Sony to replace domestic violence resources with promo codes for her Betty Buzz drinks in end credits. Worse, a since-deleted Instagram reel showing Lively joking about using abuse scenes to demo her hair care line's tear-proof formula. Survivor groups erupted when Reynolds' Aviation Gin ran ads during the film's streaming debut, asking viewers to drown sorrows in style. Author Colleen Hoover's decision to scrub Lively from all social media marked the campaign's final humiliation. As the backlash grew, Reynolds made a jaw-dropping miscalculation. Ryan Reynolds' cameo at SNL's 50th anniversary special became the couple's Chernobyl moment. After quipping, "I'm here because my wife's legal team needs new material," social media lit up with quotes, "Deadpool Me Too trends." Crisis PR logs show Reynolds' Mint Mobile deal collapsed hours later when investors called the joke tone-deaf disaster humor. Baldoni's lawyer Brian Friedman pounced, telling TMZ, "Real victims don't turn trauma into punchline." The fallout spread globally. Japan's Suntory Holdings paused Reynolds' $30 M whiskey campaign, citing values misalignment. The financial dominoes began falling faster than anyone predicted.
The film was steamrolled by Blake, which just showed their inexperience as producers. And I say that with all respect. They got completely controlled and taken over by Blake. Here's where he goes into why he made the film.
I haven't talked about this a lot because I want to be very mindful in the conversation around this movie to not take the emphasis off of what is happening to women at alarming rates.
Absolutely.
I want to eliminate as many barriers.
Justin does a better job, in my opinion, of providing receipts and showing full context.
Lively's $50 M fortune now hangs by a thread. Forensic accountants tracking the case estimate the couple's liquid assets at under $18 M, pocket change against Baldoni's $400 M demand. Reynolds' $350 M empire looks equally fragile. Aviation Gin's valuation dropped 22% post-SNL, while Maximum Effort Productions lost its Amazon studio deal. Most troubling? A clause in Baldoni's contract entitling him to 15% of It Ends With Us profits in perpetuity, meaning every ticket Lively's scandal sells puts cash in her enemy's pocket. As while its empty allies are jumping ship, the industry's cold shoulder speaks volumes. Not a single Gossip Girl co-star attended Lively's last-minute support screening, while Colleen Hoover deleted every red carpet photo with her former muse. Even Reynolds' usual defender Hugh Jackman told paparazzi no comment 7 times in 1 week. The real dagger? A-list stylist Erin Walsh, admitting she voluntarily returned Lively's Met Gala dresses to archives. Some stains never come out. The final blow came from an unexpected quarter.
She's basically saying that she does not want to sit down for a deposition with Brian Friedman. Like, I know that this girl grew up rich and privileged, but how rich we talking? You know what I'm saying? Because does she think she's just like a princess that she can just be like, I don't like your lawyer?
Blake's Lively's complaint of harassment. He called me sexy. I felt so uncomfortable. Why would you do that? Well, here's one point where she's calling him a ball buster. I'm just a ball buster. We just went through Justin's 179-page lawsuit, and I am shook.
He's a very small, insecure man. And so what makes Ryan feel good about himself is money and power and proximity to power. There was this vicious reaction to this. These are just some of the top comments that were on SNL's Instagram posts. They wrote, the top comment here, "It was funny until the cringe Ryan Reynolds couple made it awkward. Read the room, get out. Could have done without Ryan and Blake, so exhausting. Missing Ryan Gosling," which is really funny. Get it? He's just being his funny Deadpool self, guys. So ironic, and it's so funny. He's like mocking the situation. I didn't know Saturday Night Live approves bullying from Ryan and Blake, and that is kind of one of the, first and foremost, deep ironies of what's going on here, is the fact that Saturday Night Live has made itself almost an enemy, I would say, of half of America.
When Amber Heard tweeted, "Time's up unless you're blonde," she ignited a cultural powder keg. Domestic violence charities began rejecting Lively's donations, while TikTok detectives compared her leaked texts to Heard's infamous Depp correspondence. The parallel grew undeniable after Baldoni's team hired Heard's ex-lawyer Samantha Spector, a move one insider calls psychological warfare. Memes dubbing Lively Amber 2 now average 4M daily views, with Gen Z rallying behind Baldoni as the Depp of rom-com directors. Yet the most damning evidence remains hidden in plain sight.
He really sees us all the way through and makes sure we get to discovery and proves how disgusting some of these high-level celebrities can be.
Because what's actually funny to him is not the sexual harassment. What's funny to him is that he found a tool to be able to stage a hostile takeover of a business. And they were high. They were totally high on their own supply of power. They were enjoying it. They were enjoying humiliating Justin Baldoni. Like I said, they got so close. You guys went to the New York Times. Oh, nobody could be bigger than the New York Times before you filed your lawsuit, as all of the evidence is indicating, because you wanted to set the public narrative against Justin Baldoni. Now that it's backfiring, you're like, hey, I want people gagged. This is unprofessional to go to the press. Everyone sees right through you and Ryan.
It's part of being in the public eye. She's just used to being Hollywood's golden girl, and she had such thin skin that after having a couple negative things happen to her for a month, she had to blame him. She decided to blame him.
Is they're watching everyone on TikTok, they're watching everyone on Instagram say, what you did is not okay. And they're standing in front of the world and they're saying, we can't be canceled because we're too connected. So what? Sorry for the rest of you guys. Sorry for the rest of you idiots who are beneath us. We just have to make a phone call to Ari Emanuel and we can get into a skit. And how we treat people doesn't matter.
Security footage from the contested premiere reveals Lively's micromanagement mania. In one clip, she orders staff to lose Baldoni's seat cushion minutes before curtain. Another shows Reynolds whispering, "Play stupid games," as Baldoni enters the basement. But the smoking gun? Audio of Lively telling publicists, "Make sure Variety knows this is my movie." Baldoni's lawyers argue this proves intentional reputation sabotage, a claim bolstered by Sony testifying Lively demanded sole EP credit weeks after. As the curtain falls, one question remains. Lively's professional obituary is already being drafted. Netflix quietly shelved her Lady Killer adaptation, while Chanel postponed her 2026 Ambassador contract. The real tragedy? It ends with Us, a film meant to empower survivors, now permanently tainted by its star's alleged scheming. As Baldoni funds abuse shelters with lawsuit proceeds, Lively faces a fate worse than bankruptcy, becoming Hollywood's cautionary tale about the cost of unchecked ambition.
I had anxiety because I'm not feeling like my full self. And yet I came today despite, no sleep and not feeling great and, all of the barriers.
And I would say another reason that the public didn't respond well to this was because we have already accurately deduced that the both of you are raging narcissists. Both of you are raging narcissists.
And then what happens when your masculinity is in question? You fall into depression, you have anxiety, you feel like you're failing, that you're not showing up to anything as your full authentic self. You compensate. That's when you start to hurt yourself and other people.
It does seem like by some of the texts that we've seen that they have a very friendly relationship at the beginning of this process. Clearly that started to fall apart as time went on.
Surrounded by friends because he's a very small, insecure man. And so what makes Ryan feel good about himself is money and power. You think you can simply hit up your A-list friends to further enable your abuse. Basically what they are signaling by hitting this carpet.
This scandal proves no one, not even America's sweethearts, can outrun accountability in the digital age. As viewers, we're left wondering, when the final gavel drops, will justice favor the plaintiff or simply the better storyteller? The truth, like Lively's fading stardom, lies in fragments, waiting for the next leak to rewrite history.